Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Wisconsin Pro All-Star Pro Wrestling video that I have here. And last episode, we opened up California All-Star Wrestling and Alabama All-Star Wrestling. Two different regions, because now per show, I'm just gonna think of a number in my head of 1 to 3 on how many states we're gonna open up for kind of until we get all 50 active. So we have the Midwest region that we just all implemented at the start of year 2, and then we also so they're a month in, and then we just opened up with this and within this past event, California and Alabama. And then kind of, because I am keeping kind of track of stats and everything, and my roster sheets and how many superstars I've had, how many that are active, non-active, I created a spreadsheet for my own, personal, since the series has been going pretty fun to do. And so, and I'm in control of Wisconsin All-Star Wrestling, so it's just cool to have people coming in and out, create my own storylines and do all that fun jazz and everything else. But back to kind of with the stats and everything, we have surpassed by basically times 3 of any ticket sales that we've had in the past, year, because within ticket sales, the highest was $496 that we had, and within that was 71 people that came to the show. The last event, we had 114 people show up, and we had $1,512 of ticket sales that was acquired in that event, and then we're growing progressively. And so this time around, this last event, we've been doing, we had within the first 3 events, it was 0.1, and then it was 0.2 the rest of the way throughout the year, and now this last event was 0.3. So hopefully we're slowly increasing, but I really want to increase the score, the overall score, because our last overall score was 58%, which within our bonus requirements doesn't allow us to gain any sponsorship money or any popularity bonus for us and any opponents, because the lowest is 70%, which we've hit that once, which was live event number 5. And that is high as we've gone. Otherwise, we've been in the 50s and the 60s. The lowest we've gone was 54, and the highest was 70. And then we've been hitting another 54, then 59, 56, 65, 61, kind of within that kind of ballpark range overall. And then also last episode, we've lost a superstar in a tournament because she is now an owner or a booker somewhere else. So then we lost that matchup in the 16 women All-Star Wrestling, or no, it's not All-Star Wrestling Championship, it's the Every Event Championship that I'm implementing for women now. Just trying to keep, championships moving up and running, so that way they have an incentive of being a part of my show, that they're going for, either trying to prove themselves up to the higher level and try to be up in those storylines, or 2, they're going for Every Event Championship and kind of, getting up in the ranks, kind of so forth that way. And then, because I have a trio championship that has been vacated due to, we had Janiyah Lindsay leave, so the trio of Anna Becker, Maria Jose Ferrari, and Janiyah Lindsay are no longer available either because she is now an owner slash or booker somewhere else as well. So that kind of storyline and everything with the tag teams of like Abby Perry, Aubrey Wilder, and Mariah Jose Ferrari and Janiyah Lindsay had to end. So it's kind of falling apart, but overall in general, the show goes on. I get more, wrestlers, try to improve them, and then we had, the creative superstars of the twin brothers, Maxim and Kid Cruz, and then Butch Taylor, which are the people that I said I was going to create a tag team and I was going to create a single superstar. So, and then for women, I just acquire women, try to get the popularity up for the women and everything else. So, let's sim to the 26th of February. And we do it by weeks. So we do, it's a Wednesday, so probably 5 days. Yeah, 5 emails. Main event request. You are not, because you are in like the mid card. You're not kind of a main event person. Shortlist, Matthias Langley and have become terms on a contract agreement. Good for them. Oh, I wonder if I shortlisted this person, and so it gives me news. I get it now. So there is this. So, like for example, Ralph Fisher, you can shortlist. So I wonder if, because I thought like there was a feature on here that it's like shortlisting like for any like recruiting or something like that, that there's a so to speak, like you want to watch out for these people and obviously kind of allow them to grow as an individual in other promotions or whatnot, and see if you have like a ranking list or whatnot, and then eventually if I sign them, I sign them. But it doesn't seem to be that way, and so for me, since I've shortlisted this person, they send me news of where this person is going. I wonder if I could, because I think he was overall good star power. If, since he's still kind of not necessarily a free agent, so to speak, because he's with 2 other promotions right now. Yeah, because he has 100 star power, 90 wrestling skill. I just didn't want to sign him yet because I don't. Unless if I sign him with. Because I think I might. At this point, I have no room for him as of a star, so to speak, and I don't want him to just how do you say, like, don't want him just like, kind of like the put him in the backstage, or put him as like a charity promo or something like that to gain popularity, because he has 100 star power, so that's like main event talent. And or I could sign him and he could be going towards, the the All-Star title right away, and just kind of be that, because he's 20 years old, so he's young, and not that it mattered if he was like tall or average height or whatnot, but he has 100 star power, intimidation of 86. So I'm going to begin negotiations. He is going to be a lot of money, 550. I'm not going to make it infinite. I'm going to make it 5 years to max out, because then it stays consistent within that 5 years, because eventually he's going to, because he's known to be a partier, and so a partier and wants driven power, so it's like he's a cocky human being, or he's basically a badass, because he's driven by wanting power, or he's like arrogant and think he's better than everyone else, but he has the entertainment skill and everything, but I think he's a badass because I don't want his popularity to like tank, because I don't want it, because it's like I just keep putting them as like monsters that they want power, but honestly, I'm gonna put him unstable, because a partier, like, he's, wonky in the head, and then it's not quite right in the head, but he's driven for wanting power, so I'm gonna make him unstable. That's what it seems to be a good fit, because I did it with someone similar to this, and they say it's a good fit, so I'm gonna make an offer, and the contract was accepted. So we're gonna remove him from the short list, because he is now a part of the roster. So now you've seen kind of how to sign a wrestler, so to speak, and I will be shortlisting other people throughout the whole entire, because they do add people into the world, like Emmanuel Cox, Makai Cruz. They're still entering people into the world. It's kind of, I think at this point, per like promotion, or per like avenue of like how many workers and stuff like that are allowed for them to auto generate, and then some live shows. So now it's Monday, so we're gonna simulate 7 days. I'm gonna proceed. Okay, so we have no emails, no nothing. So we're gonna simulate 11 days to speed it up, since we haven't been getting any emails. And I'll stop when we get emails. So, and we got an email. So, Manuel Rossi, you just were on the roster. I'm gonna your promise is rejected, because A, you're in a tournament still for a contract, so we don't know if you're gonna stay. And B, you were just signed by the roster like this past month, just for this tournament, or this year. So no emails. Next day. Do I want to make any changes, because I just added Langley? Yeah, I'm gonna add an angle. I'm gonna add a video, and I'm gonna put Langley in it, because I still have to add them too as well. So video, it's gonna be 5 minutes. Save angle. I'm gonna add another angle, because we're gonna do a verbal sparring match, and it's gonna be Jane Cooper, Jivan Bori. Even though, okay, every event championship it should be fought, but they're kind of in a rivalry right now, so we're gonna put that right there. So yeah, this number changes quite differently throughout, because if we put it here, it's gonna change to 162, which I may keep it there. It was as high as like 170 once, but with me adding things, and now we're over the limit on like minimum, but we want some advertisement and stuff like that, and then you can see your wages, that it goes down. Like Maximum and Kid Cruz, I signed on a $50 deal for 5 years, so they're going to be $50 for 5 years. I kind of learned because every single time you renegotiate or you sign them a contract of like 6 months, it's going to increase the next time you renegotiate. So the longer you can settle it for, and especially as pay per appearance, the better you're off, because then it stays that consistent rate. And if you do wage matching, that means, like, say if Maria Jose Ferrari decides to go to 1,200, now since I kind of did it with Aaron Carrasco and Quadis Ocam and stuff like that, they're going to go up. And maybe Anna Becker too as well. And so they're going to go up, and then you're just going to be really hurting for money, especially for the millionaire gimmick. As you can see, the millionaire gimmick, it's plus 1,000 for the gimmick. So I have that twice. I have that for Aurora Richards, and I have that for Riley McCarthy. And so that's 2,000 out of the gate. That, obviously it's good. It's good because you've seen in the videos that it's their gimmick is helping the boost of the story beat, but it's like overall it's not a good thing because you're losing $1,000 just right off the get-go. But overall, we're successfully growing little by little, so hopefully it turns around soon, and it's not like I have a child promotion where I have to spend $1 million to also run that show. So we're slowly growing as we are right now, so I'm not going to really change anything. Besides, if I were to release people, or I just don't use them, and I don't use, this many talent with this many low numberage of minute matches, but then they lose their stamina, their breath, or whatnot, and then, don't really get that many people to come in to see like a 20-minute match and whatnot. So we are going to start the show. So we start off with Aurora Richards and Laura Leone. Laura Leone is from the Minnesota promotion that I have partnered with. So she is in the Every Event Championship tournament right now, and she won. So Aurora Richards, like I said, because she has a millionaire gimmick, Aurora Richards had a boost to her performance because of her gimmick. So it really works out because within her like kind of characteristics, attributes, is like she's driven for money and stuff like that. So I added that millionaire gimmick because of, driven for money. So, and then the vocal crowd, we're in love with the segment, stage look good, and then the camera quality limits. So Laura Leone gained 0.2, and Aurora Richards lost 0.1. 55 overall score, 100% in a 2-star match. Match quality was at 67%, so not bad for a first match. And then we are at a 60% story beat of Zoe Matthews makes an entrance. The star power adds to it, and then Zoe cuts a promo on Anna Becker because she won the title last event. So the star power of Anna Becker and Zoe Matthews add to the beat for a 77. And then Anna Becker makes an appearance. They both gain in a verbal sparring. And then Anna Becker is attacked by Abby, Perry, and Aubrey Wilder and Zoe Matthews. And then Maria Jose Ferrari comes in and makes an entrance, and she attacks them back, and then Cody Horn makes a match involving Zoe Matthews and Anna Becker for 60. I wonder if I could have just left it as she makes an entrance, she cuts a promo, basically like a 78%, so to speak, beat, and that will help the show overall. But since I added all this stuff, it went down to a 60. And we have a next segment at a 59%. The star power of Mui Yi and Riley McCarthy wins. Riley McCarthy had a boost of her gimmick. The intimidating presence of Riley added to the match. The vocal crowd were in love with the segment. The reaction made it even better. You and Riley McCarthy had pretty bad chemistry as opponent. Their timing was well off of the place. Well, they're not going to wrestle pretty much this promotion ever again. So Riley McCarthy moves on. Mia Yee is, going to be released after this event. So stage quality, or the stage, camera quality, same old. And then Mia Yee loses 0.1 and Riley McCarthy gains 0.2 with a 3-star match with a 75% match quality. So pretty decent. And we have the video of the other 4 contestants that still have to be involved, of Deborah Cherry, Jordan Dorsey, Isabella Carlson, and Ashley Donoso that will be involved next event at a 65% segment. We have a 57% on Tavarius Sissy had a boost of his gimmick, and the vocal crowd were in love with the segment, and Billy Keane moves on. Stage camera quality, and then the only thing is Sissy loses 0.1, and Billy Klein didn't gain anything. 4-star match with 84%. Then we have an angle of Jaden engages in a sparring verbal match with Javen Abori. The cocky gimmick of Jaden Cooper worked well with the story beat. The star power of Jaden Cooper added, and the good looks of Jaden Cooper added to it. So 75%. Then we have Butch Taylor. Butch Taylor's selling skill raised the match quality. As always, Butch Taylor put in a huge effort. Butch Taylor's explosive style impressed the crowd. The vocal crowd was in love with the segment. And he lost 0.1, but he also lost the match in his debut match, which is surprising. I thought he would take over Luis de Aguila. Working with Butch Taylor helped everyone learn in this segment. So he put up a good impression. Did not come with the dub, but he did sell pretty well. So that is good to hear. So we had a 76% segment on the other 4 contestants of the contract tournament. And so there's going to be 1 match in the next event and 1 match after that, because within this tournament it was 8 person. If I stretched it out, it could be over 8 shows, roughly 7 or 8 shows with the semifinal, the final, and everything else. So Killian James gained 0.2, Rayan Dominguez gained 0.2, Gabriel Marilla gained 0.2, and Emmett Rossi gained 0.2. The musical performer gimmick worked well. Star power, and good looks for the rest of them gained and got a 76. So we had a 52% with the Cruz High Flying Twin Brothers made a debut. And they did not come successful. The Kings of the World won. Zerub Van Nykirk win. The good looks of Bo Davies. Max Cruz selling skill raised the match quality. Max Cruz is a masterful in these tag team situations. As always, Maximum Cruz puts in high effort. Kid Cruz selling. He's masterful in tag situations. He puts a huge effort. And their explosive style helped impress the crowd. The vocal crowd were in love with the segment. The reaction was even better. Working with Maxim Cruz helped everyone learn. In the segment, Zerub and Bo Davies gained 0.2. The Cruz brothers did not gain anything. Alright, so the Kings of the World can win, because so far they haven't been winning as well. So, decided to bring a debut on like the lowest ranking tag team, kind of within the promotion, to a new coming tag team and the High Flyers. So, Kings of the World did win. And we got our championship match. So, the star power Anna Becker, she was struggling with breath. The star power of Zoe Matthews, and she was struggling. The vocal crowd were in love with the segment, the stage, camera quality, and Zoe Matthews successfully retained the title. So Anna Becker lost 0.1 and Zoe Matthews gains 0.2. So they had a 1-star match, 42%. I thought for sure maybe Anna Becker would try so hard to win it back, but maybe it could be the end of the feud, or they could go for number 3, but if it was best 2 out of 3, so Matthews would have won it by now. So, who knows? So Matthews, the leader of a stable of Women Want Power, has kept it successfully so far now. It was a 1-star match. And then we have Matthias Langley that we just signed, that you've seen earlier in the video. Added him in a segment and a video showing of him, the star power and good looks. Added well to the story beat for a 79% score. And the last match of a championship match as of last event, this was kind of the last time Aaron Carrasco was going to go after the title for a while. He had the title to begin with, and then he lost it, and they've been going back and forth with wordage, and they're like, yeah, give me one more chance, and if I don't win, I go back to the bottom. So he's going back to the bottom. He's going to have to work his way back up, and Quadis Okim had a boost of his gimmick. They both had star power. The vocal crowd were in love. Got even hotter. And then Quadis gained 0.2. And Aaron lost nothing. So Quadis Okim is... We'll see who can dethrone him. And we gained 2% from the last event. So we aren't getting any bonuses, because even 70% of $250,000 would help tremendously. And then we also gained 0.3 from the total show rating. So no bonuses to popularity and no bonuses to sponsor. So we're going to end the show. And you're at a 2.7 overall. We're gonna now choose... I'm gonna go with another 2 for this one. We're gonna add Florida to make them active. So we're gonna save changes. So we went the southeast, and let's go with Nevada, right next to California. Now everyone with drug testing policy and everything is... I completely randomized it, so like some of them will have all workers under contract, some of them will only have wrestlers, some of them will only be testing for hard drugs, some of them will be testing for all of it, some of them will have a full-scale drug testing, some of them will have a small, medium, or large. I just kind of randomized it, and some of them will be only testing for steroids and not the other 2, or some of them will be testing for only soft drugs and not the other 2, or, soft drugs and hard drugs and steroids no, or... kind of randomizing it to the best of my to the best of my ability. So there is not kind of like repetitive of everyone is testing full skill on everything. So there's like randomization, so to speak, because not every promotion in the real world is the same. Yeah, or they trying to crack down on addiction and everything else? Yes, absolutely. But everyone is going to take the proper protocol differently. So just wanted to randomize it and everything. It's not. I'm not saying that taking steroids, soft drugs, and hard drugs are good. Like, I'm not saying like it's good, because it's not. But it's just overall every company is different. So that's that being said. So we're gonna simulate to March. Because we'll see if anyone else gets taken. And we're going to see, so we had 100 people, so 14 less, and we got $1,050 from the ticket sales from that. So overall, last year overall in total, we had 7,076, and right now within 2 events, we're at $2,562. So we are basically almost like 2/7, or basically past, like if we were to break it by, thousands, we're going to surpass that this year. We're going to have 12,000. So we're going to surpass it by 5,000, which is, what you're projected to do as grow as a company is, make some margins and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to simulate a few days. Only 2 days. See if any emails. And he was also offered a contract by Nevada All-Star Wrestling. Okay, so it almost makes me want to make it like a written contract, like with him and the other dude. That way they can't steal him. But I only did that with the booker and the owner, a written contract, which was Connor Murphy and Connor Macias, where they can't take them, but yet they're still kind of under contract. Yeah, because Connor Murphy expires in 2025, and I think Macias is like everybody else at like 2026. Yeah. So, yeah, they're the owner and everything. I also gave them a salary of like half of what they were wanting. So, like, contract-wise, let's go to contracts. Where is it? There it is. So, if I search... where is he? Like, Kaylin Conway, she's a written contract with Nebraska All-Star Wrestling, so that's how she left. That's odd. Oh, it's Cooper, not Connor. Duh. Okay. So, like, his wage per appearance was, like, recommended 0. But which I'm going to change that to 0, because he is now under a written contract. And his wage per month was $9,000, so I just put half of that, because we're not like a big company, so to speak. And then for Connor, I kind of did the same thing. He's going to change to 0 on that. And his salary per month, I did $2,500. Yeah, it recommended $5,000, but I was going to give him a little bit, a little bit of them as incentive, because they are a booker and an owner. So, because with his skill set, we will go to my roster. Because I made the other one a booker, the other one based off of, because like for him, the agent is what The skill, the agent, is how good a worker is a road agent, also known as a producer, organizing segments, helping to put together matches, and acting as a middleman between the backstage and on-screen talent. So I made him the owner because he was at a 93, where Connor is a 97. So I put him as the booker. Yeah, they're kind of like under contract and stuff like that, but because I didn't want to make it indefinite, because it's like, okay, say if you have something of like, oh hey, like it got bought out by someone else and they take over, so I can look to see if there's anyone better. As of right now, we'll look. So yeah, like right now we could put him as a booker and him as an owner right now, but then keep these two as backstage staff. And that's what we're going to do. Or we're going to add these guys as staff. So, begin negotiations. We're going to put you at a 5-year deal. Staff, face, you have none. Your travel expenses, creative control, stuff like that. Kind of hiring not hiring veto. Not wage matching either, because that will 5 years. Staff, make an offer. He accepted. So I'm gonna make these guys a written I'm gonna make staff written contracts. Wrestler, or no, I shouldn't do that, because overall, staff can come and go as they please, so to speak. Yeah, you're gonna be staff as well. So we're going to make you an offer too. So we got 2 guys that have 100% agent, and we're going to keep these guys around too as well. We're going to keep them as the owner and whatnot. So we just added now more of a powerhouse to our team, so to speak, since now we added those guys. And those guys' contracts will end in February of 2027. So that will do it for the rest of the video today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you've been enjoying the series. I plan on continuing to do, as many years as possible to get all 50 states, and also add more promotions to it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I like doing this. I don't like, having something. I know there's like mods to this game, so if you have been looking out for mods, there is mods out there. But it's like I don't want things that are like, based off of like, I bet like auto-generated, these are based off of real wrestlers, no doubt. But I'd rather have it randomized and have, fun with finding people and building them up and starting from scratch than, have Roman Reigns that is like, in WWE 2K23 that's like a 97% or a 97 rating and just be like a total powerhouse. I'd rather have, like this, everyone's at a level playing field. They start at nothing. Yeah, obviously it sucks for the other promotions that are just joining, like Florida and Nevada, but they're starting at the bottom just like I am, and I am, obviously losing money drastically, but eventually it's going to turn around, and finances, so it's going to turn around. We got, now we're getting 120 in sponsorships. We had $3 more in merchandise. Yeah, if they're in a written contract, we could add merchandise and whatnot, but we don't have that ability. We don't have the popularity. I could make my custom superstars that I did make written contracts. That way nobody else can steal them. But with Kid and Maxim Cruz. They're at like 5 different promotions right now, and they're trying to build their resume as well. So I'm not going to try and screw that away from them if they're trying to build a resume to build themselves up, and eventually I will possibly give them a written contract. Probably after this year, where I'll allow them to touch the waters and everything. And right now, nobody really can give a written contract besides if they're an owner or a booker. So I'll let them dabble for a year, and then eventually I'll switch it to a written contract, work some things out, and give them kind of a bonus for being a creative superstar. So that is my goal for Butch Taylor, Maxim, and Kid Cruz, because I want them to branch out. Butch Taylor has only been signed with us, and Maxim Cruz and Kid Cruz have been signed with multiple promotions, and I'm not going to take that away from them, because he is signed right now with South Dakota, North Dakota, Ohio, Nebraska, Kansas, Indiana, and they are a one-time... Huh? He's a male. How did he get a female? How did he get a female championship? Well, I'm going to have to look at that title. What was it? Boy. Let's go to Maxim Cruz. I'm going to go to Kid Cruz, too. See if... He was a one-time North Dakota Women's All-Star Wrestling Champion. Okay. Where's Kid Cruz? Should be right there. Okay, there's a tag team. Okay, so he's a current tag team champion. I wonder who he's a tag team champion with. I mean, it don't matter to me, but I'm going to, before I end the video, go to North Dakota. We're going to go to titles. Yeah, you can see like I added all of these per state. Oh, it's men only. No wonder. Save changes. That should change. Oh, whoops. Well, that will end the video. As you can see, I accidentally made a mistake and made it a men's title, not a women's title, when it's supposed to be a women's title. My bad. Things happen when you have to add 50 states worth of titles, and each state has 6 titles at least, where we have 8. The only difference with us is we have the every event championships. So, and Jaden gained to 58%. All right. Oh, we didn't do anything with Rain Grimes or Nunes, but anyway, this is becoming a lengthy video, and hopefully you appreciated watching this video if you've made it this far towards the end and seen all my flaws and everything, my bloopers. And have a good rest of your day and night wherever you are, and peace out.